It's me again. I just want to get right into it. Get into a lot of the soccer, a lot of the football, soccer. Um, just get into everything. I saw the list for the Canadians men's team, and I'm happy to see people like Boreon, and glad to see the regular names. I know we're going to be missing a few people, Henry being one of them, or Henry. But I'm glad to see Coney. I'm glad to see Osorio. I'm glad to see Kay. I'm glad to see Estacchio, Waterman, Alistair Johnston, all those guys. I'm so grateful that we have a complete roster going in. Uh, if I was to give a prediction against Japan, I don't know. Like I could see us just being going easy to making sure that we don't neither team gets an injury before during that friendly. So I could see it ending in a draw. That's my guess. I only assume because I don't think Japan will wear themselves out for a friendly because they got a a game ahead of them for their first match against Germany. Uh, so that's the Canadian. We have our first match against Belgium here on the 23rd. But just get into some other soccer or other football. Other teams, the friendlies that played today, which is Tuesday. Venezuela and Panama. That's going on as of right now. I don't know the score at the end, as well as the Dominican Republic versus Cuba. The Iraq and Belgium friendly was canceled. There hasn't been any release on that information. Bahrain and Canada, they ended in a nil-nil draw. Uh, it was good. Good to see the last of the crew get their kicks in to get their exercise. It was nice. It was like I said, it was a good friendly. Pachua and Liga MX. Pachua won on 8-2 on aggregate against Toluca for the MX Championship. If anyone missed that, as well as MLS. LAFC defeated the Philadelphia Union in penalty kicks. It went 3-3, went all extra time and everything. Gareth Bale got the equalizer for the LAFC. Yeah, they won 3-0 on penalty kicks, and it was all LA. Philadelphia fell short. Kind of sucks, but that I guess that's MLS. I guess I'm a Toronto FC fan, so it was a nice ending to the year. We got some good Italian strikers during the year, and hope for a better year next time around. From what I see. Okay, let's from what I see here, let's get into some champions in Europa. We got a lot of good favorites. I'll tell you that. Like I'm looking at the schedule in February, and Club Brugge, Benfica, Liverpool, Real Madrid. Red Bull Leipzig versus Manchester City, Inter Milan versus FC Porto, Borussia Dortmund versus Chelsea, Eintracht Frankfurt versus Napoli, Paris Saint-Germain versus Bayern Munich, and AC Milan versus the Tottenham Hotspurs. And no, there's no bad match there. That's absolutely some of the best slate of games I've probably seen in quite some time. Uh, the Portuguese league has been really underrated. Benfica, of course, they haven't won in a very long time. If I could actually take a guess at how long they've been since they've won, it's been a really long time. Since 1962. And they haven't been, and it's last time they seen, and in '65 they lost to Inter Milan, but they're underrated because no one gives them that top tier. They're not the one of the big five. They're not the Germans, they're not Italian and whatnot, they're not Spanish. Well, they're Portuguese, but of course it is very, very much different. And they're definitely not English. And the German, it's just, they just don't get that. And they don't get that respect. And Club Brugge really shocked people with the transfer window, grabbing Kyle Larin from the Canadian international. Very impressive. I think they drew. Yeah, they got a red card, lost, and drew in the last 3 matches, but the first 3, they absolutely just blew through the competition. And I think because they claimed their spot, they kind of just slowed down, and they looked like they were focusing on the Belgium for Division 1, because it looks like Genek, then it goes Royal Union St. Gilloise, Antwerp, and then Club Brugge with Gent in 5th. So yeah, no, it looks like they've been trying to focus more or less on their league, and kind of just claim their spot and said we're gonna wait till February, and they have the most saves. Their goaltender has the most saves, and that's just not a stat to frown at, because they're going up against a great scoring team, especially as of lately. Like there's been really scored. 16, they're +9. Yeah, +9 or whatever. And sorry, I was looking at a different stats. Very confusing. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, they're just, and so I'm really impressed. They got real dynamic matchup, the battle of the undefeateds with Paris Saint Germain and Bayern Munich. I've been really impressed with PSG lately, and they didn't even need to win against Juventus, and they still pulled out a win in Italy, in Juventus's home home stadium, and because they just went through the Israelis, Maccabi Haifa, they just blew them out, and when they went 7-2, like it was just all Paris in that one, and so like there's like no one. They have the most exciting team. I was very underwhelmed with how Real Madrid started, but especially of lately, they doing really good. They've been 3, 4, 5 goals, shutouts mostly, 5-1, stuff like that. It's really incredible. Napoli blew through the competition. That's why to have the Eintracht Frankfurt there against them, it's just tough because they barely made it in Frankfurt there, and they've been really doing good in their league. In the Bundesliga there. Bundesliga has been really taken over by Bayern Munich as of lately. But a lot of the teams are close. Bayern, FC Freiburg, Red Bull, Leipzig, and then they got Frankfurt there. And even a lot of those teams are either 9-3-3, 8-4-5, or 8-4-3. Sorry, 8-4-3, and then 8-3-4, and you know, no, I wouldn't doubt that Frankfurt could probably do something in the Bundesliga, but that's just a really uphill battle uh, against the Italians, and so and the Italian Napoli's only loss is against Liverpool, which ironically Liverpool's only loss is against Napoli the first game around. Both teams score 4-1 against each other. Or I'm pretty sure. Well, Napoli I know did that, but I don't know. And then sorry, Liverpool beat Napoli 2-0. And Napoli still wins on aggregate if you put them together because they outscored them 4-1 in the first game. So, back in September, and so Napoli's not someone you want to just shun an eye towards. Tottenham's got hot as of lately, but to outscore their next opponents because they're going up against AC Milan, who possibly the 2007 winners. They didn't just have an easy way in; they still fought their way in, but with 12 goals and seven against. That's not a team just okay. No, because they have won. They won, and it's Dortmund may have the hardest. For me, Dortmund, they've won back in '96 or '97, something around there. You gotta go up against Chelsea. Chelsea got hot as soon as that third game came along. Just hot, and it's 10 goals and 4 against. That's a hot team. That's not a and even FC Porto. After those first 2 losses, they took a red card against Club Brugge, and then they repaid the favor against Club Brugge for scoring 4 goals against, and they got so both of them they drew on aggregate with each other, and that's going to be a tight one with Inter Milan. You can't. That's going to be a fun one. And I'm very impressed with Red Bull Leipzig. They only got they started out again another 2 losses at the start, and then they just kept winning and kept pulling off victories. And Manchester City, what is it not you can't say about Haaland and what he's doing, and what he in the Premier League he has 18 goals and 3 assists and 13 13 matches that he's played. 12 matches and 1 substitution. He has freaking 18 goals. It's incredible. He's playing for Norway. How is he not playing for the English national team? It's beyond me. I'm very stunned. Very, very stunned on that one. It's it's just I just don't get it. It's really don't. And then now I'm looking at the Europa. Let's take a gander at the Europa League. PSV, the Dutch, they're doing great. Or sorry, the Dutch. Sorry, I was thrown off for a second there. The Netherlands. They got the most goals. Then it goes the Germans, Turkish Fenerbahce or whatever, Fenerbahce, or I hope I'm not mispronouncing that there. And you got Midland, if I'm correct, they're Norse or Midland, or sorry, Danish, sorry. I'm sorry, I really am. I have them all labeled here, and they're all scattered out, so I do apologize. Midland, the Danish, they have 12 goals. Real Betis, Real Betis, or sorry, Betis, if I mispronounce that again. The Spaniards, they're tied there with the Danes. Roma, Royals, Union, St. Gilloise, Rennes, and Trabzonspor, they all have 11 goals. Man United and Real Sociedad, they have 10. And then after that, and but for the underdogs, the Hungarians are tied with Arsenal. And Arsenal's a fucking good team. But Ferencváros, Ferencváros or whatever, I hope I'm really pronouncing that right, the Hungarians, they have the most saves. So if I was to pick an underdog, they could be an underdog. They have the most saves. They're doing and same with their goaltender. They're the one that with 25, Debussy, Debussy, yeah, with the most saves next to the Bodeglin, yeah, I think that is North. Yeah, the Norse. They're Bodo Glimet and Lafont. Hakim, their goaltender, and Lafont from Nantes. That's the ones that are necessarily still in because the rest of them are, not. The rest of the people with more saves is, they're not active. I guess they're not in contention. So yeah, that. Ironically, despite that, PSV and Arsenal and all of them are leading the way. Braga has their Vitina or whatever. They have the most. Their striker has the most goals. With the Fener with Rotterdam. They tied with Gimenez. With four tallies, and so yeah, you got all those guys, for you got them scoring with a tied there for the most scores, and then you got PSV and Roma, Turkish and Ludogorets. They're all tied with three apiece for their top scorer. So, what's impressed me though is out of all the teams, Union Berlin has the most clean sheets alongside Real Sociedad and Man United. So, as much as Arsenal has been great in the Premier League and in Europa, it's really hard to go against some of these other teams. It just really is. It really is. I'm shocked that the Hungarians and just the last, not to mention just the club in the country for their cities. The country itself, Hungary, has been really surprising, especially as of late, either drawing or winning against England and Germany. So that's why I say they're not. That country has been on an all-time high right now, and they've been feeling themselves. For the Europa Conference, it's pretty almost straightforward for me when it comes to you got Villarreal, Florentia, Istanbul, West Ham. West Ham's undefeated. You got the Polish Poznan, the Swedes, the Dutch. I think that's as well as the Dutch, the Danes. Yeah, and just all leading the way, with 12, 14, 13, 12 goals. Ironically, Sevastopol, the Turkish, is it? Turkish? Yeah, Turkish. They have the most saves. And their goaltender has the most saves with 34. So, and it looks like RFS, I think they're Romanian. The Romanians Latvians have the second most. So I don't know. We'll a couple other ones. HB Shiva has 26 with Balkani. The Israeli and the Kosovonian. Uh, I don't know. Those are all they're looking good. Turkish is looking good. With Roma won the inaugural again Europa conference. So who knows? Maybe we'll see someone like a Turkish or whatever. I'm kind of happy for it because you get to see other ones, and it's unfortunate what's been going on with Russia and Ukraine, so that now Belarus and Russian teams are having it hard to find being able to be in competition. Even the national team, every time I look at them, they're being canceled. So hopefully one day we get to see that again, because there's a lot of teams, different cultures throughout the Europa and Europa Conference. I was looking at it, just ridiculous amount. Amazing to see, like Czechian and Slovakian and all those different types of teams, Latvian, Romanian, Armenian, Azerbaijan. Sorry if I did mispronounce that, but just all these different types of teams. It's been good. It's been really good. Let's get a little to the Premier League though. Let's talk a little Premier League. Let's talk about Holland and the Norwegian lightning bolt. That's just, I don't even think I seen him kick a ball. I seen it deflect off of him. He jumps in the way and just knocks it in every time. I think maybe seen him take a penalty kick here and maybe kick it once. It's usually somebody's passing it to him and it just deflects. It's like come on, like it's almost ridiculous what he's doing. 18 goals? You kidding me? Gosh, Harry Kane only has 12 and 15 appearances. Ivan Toney from Brentford has 10 goals and 2 assists, 14 appearances. Rodrigo, 9-1, 13 appearances. Even Salah from Liverpool, 6 and 14. Like, it's incredible. It really is. Also, I will just get briefly into Cristiano Ronaldo. I've seen some stuff about his transferring. I'm not sold that he's going to transfer because he stated that he liked it. But then again, who knows? I have a feeling Serie A will try to throw something at him. If the rumors are with PSG about Mbappe leaving, which I highly doubt it. I'm pretty sure Messi or Neymar will leave before Mbappe. But if he does, expect Ronaldo to make that replacement. I truly do mean that. But I also see other teams like, I'm just going to throw some names out there. Because I saw Club Brugge went after Kyle Larin. I seen, that's not a big name, but, compared to like Ronaldo or so. But, I see these guys, them picking up small pieces here and there, like really good glue people for, good glue players. And, I just see like Juventus or someone picking up a Ronaldo, or after their early exit, or someone like a Barcelona, or going after Ronaldo. It's bound to happen. Like, it's gonna be a big name, probably even Real Madrid, maybe even some Real Betis, and maybe some of these other teams. I don't see Dortmund staying still, or a team like Bayern Munich, or even even Liverpool. I don't see any of those. Who knows? Maybe he'll transfer to another English team. I don't know. I'm not Ronaldo, but I don't even know if he is going to transfer. But it just seems like that, and to say that he's not going to, would be just wrong. Like I'm not gonna go that. But Napoli's doing great. A lot of people are doing great. But there's so many. Who knows? How do you know Benfica goes far? How do you know they don't? They don't throw something at it. I don't know. That's just personally uh, my opinion. I don't think that's going to be for sure because of the amount that they would be able to pay. It's English will always be able to pay more. They'll throw ridiculous freaking just Bitcoin type money. Ridiculous numbers of money. But I think that's going to be about it. I hope I didn't bore anybody. So hopefully, we'll see you in the near future when it comes to football. But yeah, you'll see. I'll be back. Probably talk about hockey, talk about UFC, talk about wrestling, talk about a lot of different topics. I want to get on topics such as different horror movies and hip hop, rap albums, metal albums. But anyway, much love. You guys stay safe.